So I'm having a chat with Don Powell. How are you?
Pretty good, thanks, Jim. Thanks for making contact. You okay?
Pleasure. Yes, all good over here, which is great. So it's that time of the year again where I'm sure things get a little bit busier for you. But before we get on to the elephant in the room, which is the Christmas track, you put together a band of yourself and the Dreamers, and you've released a cover of Far, Far Away. Tell us a bit about that.
That was nice. I mean, the guys in the Dreamers, his first, like the keyboard player, musical director, Henrik Littauer, who plays, he contacted me, asked me if I'd be interested, and he put some names forward, some Danish musicians' names, and I didn't really know them, but my wife Hannah knew the guys from their sort of history here in Denmark, which sounded fantastic. So we all got together in a studio near Copenhagen, and we just basically, to get things together, we just like banging out a few of the box standard rock stuff, and it worked fantastic straight away. So we decided to make the album.
Yeah, tell us a bit about the album.
Well, really, we sort of covered a lot of sort of, the box standard tracks, songs, you know. We recorded the one Slade song, which was Far, Far Away, and we just recorded a lot of covers, really, which was great fun.
Mm. Yeah, good. And it is now Christmas, so we need to talk about that Christmas track that you released. Did you realise at the time when you wrote it and put it out there that it would still be played all these years later?
No way. I must tell you the story, James. We were on a world tour in 1973. We just finished a big American tour, and we had a week off in New York before we went on to Australia. And our manager, record producer, Chas Chandler at the time, he was with us, and he says, maybe do you have anything to record? We have a week off. Maybe we can get to the studio. Sorry, Jim. And Nod and Jim played us this Christmas song. He said, we have to get this done. Now, it was in the summer of 73. It was 100 degrees heat in New York. And there we were singing Merry Christmas, right? And we got some strange looks from the American technicians, as you can imagine. And would you believe, Jim, that when we finished it, we weren't sure about releasing it. And thankfully, our record producer, manager Chas Chandler said, I don't care what you lot say, this is coming out. And the rest is history, like you say, Jim.
Mm. Yeah, absolutely. And it wasn't just that one track that you've released. You've released a whole host of records and singles, even ones that at a young age that I am, even I know the words to some of your tracks. Did you realise kind of when you were writing and releasing music at the time that you were writing big tracks and you were writing big hits that were going to be played years on?
Not really. I think if you ask that question to any artist, Jim, that they will say the same answer. You never really know. I remember we had, or me personally, had a great feeling when we finished Mama We're All Crazy Now. That was released in 72. I had a great feeling about that particular track, but with the others, you never really know. I mean, I think what it is when you spend time with it, recording, rehearsing, recording, what have you, you sort of you sort of not lose interest, but you sort of like you've been playing it so much, sort of you want a break from it. So you never really know. You know, I'm sure every artist will say the same kind of thing. Until you hear it, I think until you hear it on the radio, really.
Mm. Yeah, no, definitely. And I spoke to Jonah Louie about an hour ago, and I'm going to ask you the same question. What do you think it is that with Christmas tracks you're listening to all the old tracks still being played on the radio, and yet it's difficult for the new artists to be releasing that new Christmas hit that's going to be played for years and years to come? What do you think the reason behind that is?
I think maybe there could be a glut of particular Christmas songs, and people might be getting fed up. I don't know. People sort of think, Yeah, well, if you write a Christmas record, you'll go straight to number one, and that'll set us up, you know. But I think people are so used to. I mean, Bing Crosby, no matter what, always wins out with his classic. And it's whatever happens after that, really. I mean, in 1973, when our Christmas record was released, Jim, said we were already riding the crest of a wave. We'd already had 3 mega hits that year, and so we were riding the crest of a wave, and I think that helped a lot with it. But I mean, there was lots that year. Remember, there's Elton John, Roy Wood, Greg Lake. There was quite, and like you say, Jonah Louie, who was a big friend as well. And yes, I mean, it is a sort of battle, you know, in a way, but like an unconscious battle. It's not meant, but it's just the way things are.
Yeah, no, definitely. And looking to the future now, what's 2023 going to hold for you? What's your plans?
Well, as you know, sort of, I've had this band, Don and the Dreamers, and we've got a CD coming out in the new year called "It's Never Too Late to Be a Rock Star." And we're releasing the old classic, "Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood." That comes out on Jan the 6th.
Mm-hmm. Good. Excellent. Are you hoping to be touring?
There's nothing planned at the moment. We're doing a big press thing in London by the looks of it. So we'll just see what happens. So it sounds nice, but we'll just see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you've worked with other artists as well over the years, and kind of one of the recent ones, Suzi Quatro and Andy Scott. Do you think something might work with them or any of the other artists that you've worked with recently coming back?
I mean, I spoke to Andy recently, and the same with Susie, and it is on the cards because we had so much fun doing the CD when we made that a few years ago. Well, we are interested in maybe doing something else together as well, and that would be good because we had a great time making that CD, Jim.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Don, it's been a pleasure having a chat with you.
Well, thanks, Jim. Thanks for making contact, and hope you all have a great Christmas.